Hey everyone, if you guys like the content, go and subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications, and give the video a like or share. All right, check 1 2. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us on the listening room. Turn your phone off, please, brother.
You got it.
Okay, cool. And my name is Eddie Booz. Thank you so much. I'm your host today. And with me is my guest today, Mr. Crumb. Thank you for joining me, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. Yeah, just turn it off.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn this thing off.
You want me to do it?
No, I'm just going to...
I can do it.
It's done.
Okay.
Taken care of.
Cool.
Done and done.
Sounds good. Yeah, we've been trying to get some stuff taken care of over here and get some sound stuff taken care of. So, but we got it. Everything's going to be good. And we're going to have our first live performance today from Mr. Crumb.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So today I'd like to start off my show like I like to start off every show, and I like to start off my day with a little bit of gratitude, my bud. So today I am so happy and grateful that I get the opportunity to come and join you guys every day with a little bit of music and with a little bit of fun. So that's my gratitude. It really makes my days to come on here and spend some time with you guys out there. And it's good to see Kenny and Donnie and Marcos and everyone else who's out there watching. So I really am just grateful that I get the opportunity to come on here and spend some time with everybody, to talk to my guests, to really interview some really interesting people, and yeah. So I'm really grateful for that. What are you grateful for today? Why don't you tell us something you're grateful for today, Mr. Crumb?
I'm grateful for a lot of things, actually. I'm grateful for guys like you who've inspired me and proven to me that maybe I'm not as crazy as I thought I was.
You're not as crazy as you thought you were, Crumb.
At least there's another guy that's just as crazy as me.
Yep.
His name is Eddie J. Booz. And no, I'm grateful for finding people that are, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on right now, but there is a beautiful thing happening with people. I think humanity is showing its beautiful side in the face of adversity.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of silver linings, and a lot of things that seemed like really important a while back seem pointless. And so it's nice that we're focusing on what matters. And I'm glad to see a lot of people going the true testament of humanity is really kind of beautiful.
Yeah, we talked about that on this show quite a bit, actually, about how people are really utilizing the digital resources to connect with their loved ones, their family members, and even people they don't know.
Yeah.
Kyle and I had a discussion about that yesterday, about how even I've been meeting people online, through my buddy BJ, for instance, who invited me to come play some online games with him and his buddies, and we ended up getting in a big Zoom meeting and playing a bunch of games and having a ton of fun. Met a bunch of his friends, it's been really nice. So this has afforded some different avenues for human connection.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people have not only embraced it, but they've really taken advantage of it. They've really engaged in it. It was fun. The first time I went to buy a new webcam, or to start trying to up my game as far as that goes and not just use the cam on my computer, I walked into Best Buy and I asked the guy, this is right after this, that started, and I asked the guy, I said, where can I find an external webcams, USB webcams? And he didn't even have to think. He was just like, we're out.
Yeah.
He was like, we're all out. And that I walked to my car, I walked back to my car, kind of with a smile on my face, realizing that I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing this.
Yeah. Well, we're adapting. We're not gonna just sit around and not do anything if we're going to get busy living as fast as possible. So yeah, the human spirit is, it's a beautiful thing, and there's really nothing, more powerful than that. And yeah, I'm actually Zooming with my brother more and talking to my brother more and just stuff like that. It's we could have done that before, but we're doing it more. And so there's a lot of I'm actually connecting with people more.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I've been trying. My thing every day is think of one person who's been close in my life, and then give them a call who I haven't talked to in a while, and reach out to them, see how they're doing. And
I love that.
The funniest thing is, I used to be in a Chili Pepper tribute band called the Funky Monks, and then when we got drunk, we were the Drunky Monks. We had a great time. And the lead singer, who was the Anthony Kiedis, he also played in my '80s cover band, the Comb Overs, and Long Beach Unified with me. And so he was the first guy on my list. And I kid you not, I decided, all right, I'm gonna go make a sandwich, get some coffee. I'm gonna give this guy a call in about 5 minutes. In 3 minutes, he calls me out of the blue.
You're kidding.
I swear to God, he just to say hi. I was shocked. I was just like, I was just about to do it, and he's like, yeah, right. I'm like, no, I swear. And so there's something in the air. There's some synchronicity going on. There's something up there that's rooting for us. So it's you know.
Absolutely, brother. I totally agree with that. Ray says, "Oh, now you're on." Yeah, Ray. We got started a little late today. I was having some issues technically here.
Oh, that's Mike. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ray likes to think of inventive names to use on.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, right. So,
where's that dirtbag guy? I liked him yesterday.
Some jerkbag.
Yeah, where's some jerkbag?
Some jerkbag. He pops on every once in a while.
Nice.
Nice. So, okay. So, Mr. Crumb is a singer-songwriter. I wanted to show a couple of things that he's done, and we didn't have enough time for me to pull some of the stuff, some of the videos that I wanted to show. So, I'm gonna have Crumb back real soon as a guest on the show, and we're gonna show you guys some more stuff. Crumb does tons and tons of stuff, but today we're going to. But we're going to say, today we're just going to focus on the music.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll be good. We'll show some of your some tracks from your last album, cool. And then we'll have you do our first in-studio live performance. I'm super stoked to have that on the listening room here.
Me too.
Awesome, my man. Awesome. Well, look, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about this first song we're about to listen to. It's called Personal Devil.
Okay. Personal Devil, I wrote, and you know, it's odd because this album was finished about 10 years ago. And this was at a time when the lyrics I would write, I didn't think too much about. They would just kind of come out of nowhere, and they were cool. But it was more of like, I don't know what these lyrics mean, but I like them. Like, there's like, I didn't think too much about lyrics at the time, but I did. Personal Devil is about how the TV lies to you. And how you could see you could see the beast in the eyes behind the people kind of pulling the strings. A little more prognosticating than I really realized at the time. But I'm noticing a lot of the songs that I had back then are kind of seeing a lot of stuff of that now. And even the song Where Have You Been has a line that kind of gives me goosebumps of why did I say that. Right. I talk about a Corona for some reason. I don't know why, and it was just like that. At the time I liked it, but so I don't know. Am I a genius and just thought of things in the future? Yes, 100%. No, but what I mean is it's So this song is about Personal Devil, and I wrote it because it's personal Jesus. Like I thought that was a good juxtaposition, but. It's more about the temptations that humans face, and realizing who's lying to you. So yeah.
Sure. All right, my man. Well, let's take a quick listen to Mr. Crumb, Personal Devil from the album. It's available now. Fun with Venison.
I see you on TV. You lie as good as me, and hide behind the whites of their eyes. You conjure mounds of with malintentions, though. I've heard your claim before. Your claim before. You follow endlessly my state of urgency, my troubled times, my conscience, my cry. When falling in the grave, there is no yesterday. There's only never one.
Allow me to re-offer you a life that far exceeds the common needs of diligence and strife. Just think about the fame that will ignite. Don't be so delusional, it'll only cost your mortal soul.
I've seen better days, the better days to come. While stepping through the stones, I got the devil all in my bones. Well, that's true, I'm no better than the common folk man. A tantalizing plan might help me understand. I turn my back cause I never wanna bleed on. I shot a jack cause I think I really need one. A heart attack in the middle of the season. A Cadillac with the mirrors on the ceiling. She takes me back cause she knows she's getting over. I shot a jack while we're naked on the sofa. I hit the sack like a backward Casanova. Now take me back to the previously offered.
Allow me to entice you once again. The goal you seek is actually a specialty of mine. You see, there's no use to float on above the clouds. Come gallivant with me below. It'll only cost your mortal soul.
I turn my back cause I never wanna bleed on. I shot a jack cause I think I really need one. A heart attack in the middle of the season. A Cadillac with the mirrors on the ceiling. Takes me back cause I know he's getting over. I shot a jack while we're naked on the sofa. I hit the sack like a backwards Casanova. And take me back to the previously offered.
I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you, man.
Let's check in with Miss Daisy and see what Miss Daisy thought. She loved it.
Yeah.
She absolutely loved it.
I like the music for her. It's so,
Right?
so angelic.
No, I dig that song, man. I actually really like this whole album. If you guys get a chance, definitely take a listen to this album. It's called Fun with Venison. Can they find this online anywhere?
I tried to put the playlist to the whole album in the chat, but then YouTube wouldn't let me. I don't think they allow links. So
If you guys are interested in the album, all you guys got to do is just email me, and I'll go ahead and make sure Mr. Crumb forwards you the album, okay? And where can everybody find you on, Instagram and Facebook and
Sure.
and all that stuff, Crumb?
If you go to YouTube, you can go to what is it? It's youtube.com/crumb7733, or just look up Mr. Crumb. You can find the entire album there in a playlist. I didn't pay my dues for Spotify because I didn't want to, so it's not on there anymore. But who cares, right?
Right.
And then you can find me at Mr. Crumb Life on Instagram and Christopher Crumb on Facebook, but that's a profile, so and I think it's private. So yeah, don't go over there. I'm trying to cut those people out right now.
Right.
I'm starting something new.
Nice. So some of you guys caught last night's show, and Crumb joined me with Mr. Dave Burns, and we did a nice little jam session last night.
Good.
And if you guys didn't catch that, you guys can find that on YouTube on my channel. It was last night's stream, and it's the jam session with Dave Burns and Mr. Crumb. Like I said, you guys can find that right there in the title. Let's go ahead and listen to another tune from your album, from Fun with Venison. This one's called Insane.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and take a quick listen, and then we'll go ahead and chat about it in a second here.
Sleight of hand that twists the knife, falling over like a chainsaw. You can touch it if you like, with the distant memories, like a bird that's flying away, that's soaring through the Andes, crashing down against the rain. While it's almost over, and it's coming in trains. I'm looking forward to going insane. You can check my papers, you can pick my brain, 'cause they're going nowhere when you're going insane. Falling over like a log, hallucinating that we've abandoned them all, like a story long ago, told by Henry D. Thoreau. We cannot conceive of miracles actuated by a moon. Well, it's almost over, and it's coming in trains. I'm looking forward to going insane. And you can check my papers, and you can pick my brain, 'cause they're going nowhere when you're going insane. Stranger for me comes right toward me, and lies will be true when I lie with you. Stranger for me comes right toward me, and lies will be true when I lie with you. Well, it's almost over, and it's coming in trains. I'm looking forward to going insane. And you can check my papers, and you can pick my brain, 'cause they're going nowhere when you're going insane. Here we go. 1, 2.
All right, Insane by Mr. Crumb from Fun with Venison. So just kind of touch on that song a little bit, Mr. Crumb.
Sure. So many times, insanity can be deemed as a bad thing sometimes, but sometimes it seems like a really, really good thing to embrace, just to be okay with once you kind of let it go of the fear of looking insane. It can be an awakening. So the whole idea was I wrote that song, when just critical thinking started joining my adulthood.
Gotcha.
And I started thinking things that would be contrary to popular belief or just entertaining them, and then my whole life people have always said that I'm crazy, but not in a good way. So it's
Well, you started asking questions instead of just believing everything you had always been told.
Right.
Yeah,
and so,
that happens. Some people that
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so I kind of came to the conclusion that I'm looking forward to it. I'd rather live that. And luckily, being a musician or having an art or a medium to do that, people are way more receptive than just a guy ranting saying, "Why don't you see it like this?" Yeah. So it's like, just writing songs like that and just trying to find people like you that kind of, can relate.
Definitely, brother.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So let me ask you a question. So for those of you out there who don't know, Mr. Crumb is in a pretty amazing band called Jelly of the Month Club. And you guys are a children's band. Am I correct in that?
Well, we like to think of ourselves as like Candyland, like ages 1 to 100. So it's mainly like for adults and kids, but it's not clearly just for kids. It's not just geared towards that. It's more for the same kind of energy you would get out of a Disney movie where everybody's enjoying it. The only people we don't want are those pesky 12-year-olds to 20s. They can. We don't want anything to do with them.
Right.
Everybody else wants to get into that demographic. We want the opposite.
Right. So tell us a little bit about what Jelly is like. Who's in Jelly? What's up with Jelly of the Month Club? Okay, so I've seen Jelly play recently at Knott's Berry Farm. So Jelly of the Month Club does a stint every year where they do every weekend on stage, multiple shows every Saturday and Sunday with the Peanuts Gang, with Charlie Brown and Snoopy and
Yeah, man.
and everyone. So tell us a little bit about that show.
Sure.
And kind of tell us how that came about and everything.
Well, 3 years ago, we were approached by a mutual friend who, he does all the music. He oversees all the music at Knott's, and he's a good guy. His name's Rob Perez, and he was given a first task to kind of be the creative force on a show for the winter season. They were starting this peanut celebration, and so at the time he knew us. He was in a band with Bert Suzanka.
Gotcha.
From the Ziggins.
Ziggins, yeah.
Yeah, so because of that, he became fans of us, and he brought our album to the Knott's entertainment president, and he became a fan, and so they made a show based on our 2 albums worth of music, and correlated the Peanuts Gang to make it a 30-minute show that kind of made sense. At the time, the first one wasn't so much. All right, that's better. And then, we did our 3rd year this last run in January through the beginning of March.
It was awesome.
Oh, beginning of March.
Yeah.
And, it was great. And, I got to go on stage and we play original songs, and we actually had Jill Schultz, Charles Schultz's daughter.
That's
come.
cool, dude. That's cool. You told me about that. You told me
Yeah.
she actually really appreciated the show.
She said it was the best show she ever saw the Peanuts characters do live.
That's cool, dude.
At Knott's. So for the most part, the other shows this was the first show that was a little more for everybody instead of just
Right.
kids. So we were kind of the bad boys, still doing, very family stuff, but we were the rock and roll show. And that was the idea of it. So, yeah, that was cool.
I totally dig it, and I like what you guys do, man. I really do. You guys are really fun. I mean, everybody enjoys it, the adults, the kids,
Thanks.
And it's more of an acting thing, too. You guys are really up there doing it. You're not just up there playing music. You're up there, you're doing a whole show.
Tap dancing. I am just with a cane and top hat. Just like, hello. I get really into it, which was surprising when, I get really, really oh, is that are you guys looking at me? And I don't even know how it happens, but I don't get shy at all, just being the biggest ham in the world on that stage. The first year has me with all the Peanuts characters. I'm in the middle just doing this. And, based on the music I was playing you earlier, in my angsty late 20s when I recorded, it's quite the juxtaposition. But
Sure.
I will say when I was asked to be in Jelly at the beginning, it definitely put me on a more positive path. Writing more positive music, which is kind of harder. It's easy to write songs that are dark. It's hard to write a good song that's happy.
You're absolutely right about that, dude. I remember when I was younger and I first started writing songs, I was 15 or 16. When I got my very first guitar, whenever I got my guitar, I think I was 16. And I started writing music, and I remember like the songs were like dark and they were kind of, you
I
know.
woke up this morning feeling so. Yeah, like that's what we go, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I remember my dad kept telling me like, you know, like write positive stuff. Why don't you write positive stuff? You have an opportunity here, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, whatever,
Yeah,
you know,
what do you know,
you're
man?
yeah,
You know nothing.
16,
I know
you
everything.
So, but I remember when I started to write more like of that type of music, of positive music, music about love and shit like that, like I really felt more. I just started to feel better, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But isn't it hard at first to be like, hey, everybody, gotta wake up, gotta get that alarm clock, go. And like, it's like to be positive is like, wait a minute, like there's a thin line here between really
Right.
lame and really, really amazing.
right.
You know, there really is, you know. And so when I realized that with Jelly, that was the biggest, you know.
That's great.
You know, I don't want to hear, hey, now you're an all-star.
You're right.
Which actually is a bad example. That's actually not bad. There's worse ones.
All right, let's take a listen to another one of Mr. Crumb's tunes. So this is one of my favorite songs on the album. So this is one of the ones I chose.
Definitely a more positive one of mine.
This is one of the ones I chose to show
Oh, that
today.
one.
I love this song, Mr. Crumb. You guys, here we go.
Mr. Crumb, won't you realize I think about you day and night all the time. We can fight if you wanna fight. I train for it every day and night. I'm only speculating, mind over moderating, an existential being that lives and breathes for singing. Charms me if you were alive. I'd like to trade my heaven for your life. We can rap beneath the fireside and talk about the fittest who survive. I got no fascination with the book of Revelations. Their eternal damnation is just an immoral fixation. They're all the same. They'll point the blame on you, it's quite a shame. They'll point the blame. Rosa P, you're a shining light. I'm glad to give you my seat just for your mind. We can take a ride in other times. Show us all the hate that made us blind. You're so electrifying. You shock the world in finding a better peace of mind and a unity surviving. I know one day we'll find a way. Yeah, I'm sure one day we'll have our way. But as soon as I come to, I can hardly talk about everything I lose, wandering, falling on the secret lock in time that can make or break the crime of selling out our fears slowly but surely. Mr. Crumb, won't you realize I think about you day and night all the time. We can fight if you wanna fight. I train for it every day.
All right, that was Mr. Crumb from Fun with Venison. If you guys would like a copy of that album, all you got to do is email me at boozproductions@yahoo.com or go ahead and hit Crumb up at.
Crumb77 at Gmail. You can also go to Mr. Crumb Life on Instagram at Mr. Crumb Life. And God, I really should have some more. Where are your stuff? How would you answer that question?
It's all Eddie Booze everywhere. Instagram, Eddie Booze. Facebook, Eddie Booze. YouTube, Eddie Booze. At Eddie Booze. YouTube.com/Eddie Booze. Instagram/Eddie
There
Booze.
was a guy out there named Eddie Booze that just didn't get to those before, like right before you did, right after you did, and he's just like, Eddie Booze. I gotta be Eddie Booze 1.
It's like this son of a bitch.
Why did he do this?
That's comedy.
My name was perfect until you came along.
Right. All right, so this is something that really fascinates me, that I absolutely love about you. So, and actually this is something that I've always wanted to do. I have my own idea for a story and everything and everything, but you have fully engaged in and followed through on writing a musical.
Well,
So why don't you tell me a little bit about the story? Tell me a little bit about the musical.
that's really cool you say that, because I checked my email the other day and I'm looking at emails from 2016, like, going like, oh yeah, like talking to people about it. So I'm like, wow, 4 years since.
Oh, dude,
But
I shot a movie in 2016 and still not out, dude.
yeah,
You know?
we're almost done though.
Right.
It'll be out soon, But
Yeah.
there's some songs that I wrote before that first album that I, at the time just never felt like the right time to do it, and I'm using in this musical now. So there's a lot of things over, I might have had 10 years ago, but they serve a purpose now. You don't need to just throw stuff out there as fast as possible. I don't mind marinating on things for a while if it feels right. So the musical is called Amusia, and it's about it's about a society where once long ago there was a lot of music, like like a New Orleans kind of a vibe. And due to this condition called amusia, which very few people have, where they can't feel music, like they don't feel the emotional response when they hear it. The goosebumps. They might as well just listen to like car alarms going off instead of a concerto. They can't tell a difference. So there's one guy who was a king in the back, as a long, long time ago, and he basically just forbid anybody from music and made it, and convinced them that it was the devil's, key. So time went on, a society adapted, they burned all the evidence of it, and just like that movie The Village, where, the first people that did The Village, the next generation, they're not lying anymore. They believe that they're just in their thing. And so over time, society just assumed that there is no music. But this story is about somebody named Ismo, which is Norwegian for Ishmael, which means one that can hear God. Ismo is this dude, very, very, absent-minded but lovable guy, and he feels music, and he can't stop singing and just doing stuff musical, and the whole world thinks he's crazy because nobody knows what music is. And so imagine if you were in a world right now, if you woke up tomorrow and everybody just didn't know what music was, and you're just like, what? But I like the sound of this, and I'm like, that's insane. But to you, it's like, but why do I like it? And so it's the story of a guy who's struggles with that, and he's isolated for most of his upbringing, but then he goes off to the city, and then that's when he starts to realize how different he is. Meets a girl, and the girl slowly starts to understand him, and then when he's able to show her and she gets it, it kind of breaks the curse in humanity, and it allows the whole society to see it with the masculine and the feminine energy, understanding it, and it becomes more obvious in society, and that's the basic premise of it.
I dig it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to. And I know, dude, the songs you write are super, they're very, very geared towards something like that.
Yeah,
like we've been hearing in this album, "Some Fun with Venison." They're fun, they're playful, they're bouncy. You know what I mean?
No, I feel like I've always been meant to do musicals, and that's what I kind of see music writing from here on out as my calling. I like to kind of really visualize what's going on, as opposed to just I'm feeling like this today, and then I feel like that. You know, I mean, there is. It's really fun to think of it. It's really hard though. I mean, to wrap my head around it was pretty wild. But due to all this time, thank you. Due to what's been happening lately, that's what I did the first month. I just said maybe, hey, when am I gonna have this much time? Let's get this bad boy, going. So
Sure.
I demoed about 10 full songs that are done. And
you said you have some people that are helping you write, that are helping you, move forward with the story and get some things solidified, so you guys can actually move forward with actually putting this thing together.
That's right. James has been helping incredibly. James Key, you're
my man.
Man. And his roommates are theater people, and so they've been enjoying doing filling in to make the story make a little more sense. I kind of have a conflict of interest, and I've thought about it so much that I realized I got the basic idea. I need to bring in some people that aren't so attached to old bad ideas as I am, where I need,
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's,
I dig it, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it progress and and seeing this come to fruition. I really am. This is gonna be awesome, dude.
I've heard in the last few weeks, and I've been waiting for them to tell me when they're ready to show it to me, because I see a Google Doc in my email every day. They're adding to it. They're having a blast. They're finishing it quick. I can't believe it. I feel so honored to have people not only enjoy it, but just being a part of something that was really just in my head for like the last 3 years. And when I started bringing other people in, I realized that's the only way it's gonna get done.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Awesome, brother. Well, let's show everybody where have you what?
Where have you been?
Where have you been? This song is called Where Have You Been from Fun with Venison. I love this song. All right, that was "Where Have You Been" by Mr. Crumb from the album Fun with Venison. You guys can find that online, actually, anywhere from Mr. Crumb. You guys can email him for a copy of the album, and he'll be happy to send you one.
Sure.
You guys
It's
are
on YouTube. You can just go to my channel and the playlist too. It's free.
It's always great to have awesome in-studio guests. And today, I'm very fortunate to be able to have my first in-studio live musical guest. So we're going to go ahead and take a couple minutes. You guys, we're going to go ahead and cut to another screen for a couple minutes, a little standby screen. And when we come back, Mr. Crumb is going to play a set for you guys live right here in studio. Don't go anywhere. You guys are watching The Listening Room with Eddie Booze, and Mr. Crumb will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Crumb.
Whoa, 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 it's me, my mighty lowless lane ran away from me like a runaway train. But I'm still saying that I can't complain. While I was traveling deep through the galloping plain, Mr. Alice to sea came and told my brain, though I'm still saying that I can't complain. And everywhere I go, people tell me how I need to take more control, and I don't mind it long. No, 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 no. And everyone I know is always telling me how I need to learn some control, and I'm in love with them all. It don't get much better than this. Now how about a kiss, Bubba Benedictine still seems to soothe my wounds. And I've been driving all night on cheap fermented booze, though I still choose to say that I can't complain. Everywhere I go, people tell me how I need to take my control, and I'm in love with them all. It don't get much better than this. Now how about a kiss? Benedictine still seems to soothe my wounds. Driving all night on cheap fermented booze, though I still choose to say I can't complain. Alright, that's my in the style of the WB Frog song that I've been working on. Alright, here's this tune I wrote that's going to be in the musical, but I wrote this a long time ago, and I'm glad I held on to it as long as I did, even though there's a rough version of it on my SoundCloud, and it has like thousands of views. I only put it up there as a demo for reference, and I checked it the other day, and apparently it's got a lot more views than I expected. It's called Top of the World. Moments when the mind just yours leaves you where you never knew. Before I adore, we can pace things down the aisle, or we can walk onto the avenue. We'll take a stroll, we'll lose control of something new. We're kicking off our Sunday best, and I may be later take a rest. Because there's nothing I would rather do. Lie awake and fake it, contemplating exit. Because I'm on top of the world. Glad you could make it. Say goodbye, little girl. And happy belated, stranger things unfold when times are tried and jaded. Well, take me back to the old. Now that I've made it, there's nothing to the rise or the fall. We can only keep our ears to the wall. You know, because there's nothing I would rather do than be blue. We're going fishing for so much more while the water slips into the front door. The mind's elation of everything I ever knew. Lie awake and fake it, contemplating exit, because I'm on top of the world. I'm glad you could make it. Say goodbye, little girl, and happy belated. Well, stranger things unfold when times are tried and jaded. Take me back to the old. Now that I've made it, oh yeah. Now that I made it. Well, all right. That song is called Top of the World. That will be in the musical. And here's another one from the musical. This is the only one I've publicly played for people, so I want to... It's the only one I'm going to keep publicly playing for people. I don't want to divulge too much of the other ones. So it's called Hear the Sounds. And it's about when the main character is trying to understand why people aren't hearing what he's hearing. Well, I think that time has come. Now all our tears have dried. Now all that NaCl discharge has dispelled our eyes. So we look inside ourselves and speak the language God uses every single time we hear a thought. And it might sound like this, or 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 sound like this. When you hear the sounds from all around, hear the mice sneaking out the kitchen door, the white noise of the conditioner, the yellow roses decomposing down in the shade, the oscillating sprinkler providing the rain, the pundits on the TV bump the popular elect, while the cars drive by, and the Doppler effect. You hear what they're arguing about next door, and the couple that's been married 50 years or more. Chattering your mind, most importantly, can you hear the music inside you dying to be free? When you hear the sounds from all around. Alright, so that's one of those songs that it's short because it's in a musical, but it's played about 4 times. Alright, let's see what else I can do here. Let's do, this is a song off the album that we were playing earlier, but not one that you heard. This one's called Emulating the Sound of a Broken Night. All love is in the air, it can take you anywhere. Without a moment worth never being there. You can taste it in your mind when it's embedded in time. So emulate the sound of a broken night. Lost in ocean, crazy folks can do so. But you know I'd rather it be you. We can always emulate the love we can have it long. We can hear our conscience calls and emulate the sound of a chorus song. You can taste it in your mind when it's embedded in time. So emulate the sound of a broken light. Oh, lost in ocean, crazy folks can do so. But you know I'd rather it be you. We can always emulate that love we made when I'm lost. When I'm lost to the love is in the air. It can take you anywhere without a moment worth never being there. You can taste it in your mind when it's embedded in time. So emulate the sound of a broken light. Alright, earlier I saw that there is an Alondra in the chat. I just want to say hi to her, and this song is dedicated to her. Let's do this in. Well, I'm alright. Oh, this is the Jelly of the Month Club song, by the way. Well, I'm alright, and you're alright. And let's take a moment to recognize we all get a miracle once in a while. As long as you know what makes you smile. We could jump on trampolines all night, or make believe that we can fly. We can bang our tambourines alright, and count the stars in the sky. We can take a break and walk a while, or see a matinee show. We can be a crocodile that only moves in the snow. Because I'm alright and you're alright. Let's take a moment to recognize we all did a miracle once in a while. As long as you know what makes you smile. I'm a sucker for a marching band and a carnival ride. I get a chuckle when my buckle breaks from eating too many fries. Well, I'm a sap for eating sap from trees and always love a parade. Particularly partial to the cocoa bean, Mike D's lemonade. Well, I'm alright and you're alright. Let's take a moment to recognize we all get a miracle once in a while. As long as you know what makes you smile. Well, I'm alright and you're alright. Let's take a moment to recognize we all get a miracle once in a while. As long as you know what makes you smile. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna do one more for you guys. This is gonna be a new tune on the new Jelly album. I don't know if I played it for people before, but it's about when you're 5 years old, you think you know what you want to do, and then you're 10, and then you're older, and we're always thinking about, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a dinosaur, right? So this song is about that. I'm gonna do a little more punky for this style of Eddie Booz's cast here. When I was 5, I knew exactly what I'd be. The starting pitcher of the Philadelphia Phillies, or possibly a referee for the Patriots, a fireman, a vet, or better yet, an astronaut. Or maybe I would go live on the radio in a station only heard by Alaskan Eskimos. Though I don't know, I guess I got some time to think it through, 'cause there's so many things that I wanna do. I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't house I can't afford it. Well, now that I am 10, I know exactly what I'd be. I'll dedicate my life to marine biology and find a remedy to rid the oceans of disease, or at least increase the life expectancies of manatees. A cardiac surgeon that operates on hearts, or my creativity within the dental arts. Though I don't know, I guess I got some time to think it through, 'cause there's so many things that I wanna do. I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. I can't wait till we get older, buy the house I can't afford it. That's something to look forward to all day. Oh yeah. And now that I'm older, I got that common sense. I'll probably work on Wall Street or criminal defense, a notarizer, physicist, or family physician. Maybe just probably settle for a professional musician. I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. I can't wait till we get older, buy the house I can't afford it. Something to look forward to all day. Oh, I can't wait. Alright, that'll do it for me tonight. Thanks for having me, Eddie.
Mr. Crumb, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Everyone, stay tuned. Next week, every weeknight from 6:30. At 6:30 is the listening room right here. And next week, we're going to have a bunch of brand new guests. Thanks to my guest, my musical guest tonight, Mr. Crumb. Thank you all for joining us. Love you all. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Thanks for being a part of the listening room tonight. My name is Eddie Booze. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, and give the video a like. We'll see you guys every Monday through Friday right here at 6:30. Take care.